Like that was the biggest
roots.
thing. Like Dragon
That's
Ball
the roots.
Z, everything. So like, do you have something like that? Like your favorite thing that you would just, you could create and recreate?
I guess for me, obviously, we all did the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but for me, it would be Disney characters and Disney movies. I was born in '93, so
Yeah.
Disney was huge. Lion King, Goofy movie is my favorite Disney movie all time. So if you go through my Instagram, you'll see hella Goofy movie stuff on there. Goofy movie, Lion King was my top two. So anything Disney, Mickey Mouse, any of the Disney characters, man, I love that. That's muscle memory. That's like home for me. So I would say Disney.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy back again with another episode of Big Boss Talk, the podcast. Listen. I put it on the story. I said I got the GOAT coming in today. You know what I'm saying? Greatest of all time. This man is dope. Like I love everything he's doing. I don't know if he know, but Maya got me some artwork from you. The LeBron painting is hanging up on the wall. I love it. Like it ain't never coming down. But we got Garrison Gist, better known as PaintCanPoppi. You know what I mean? Age 29. He's a professional artist. He has his bachelor's in art studio with an art education cognate. 6 years in his profession, man. Garrison, say what's up, man.
What's up? Hey, that's my art mama right there too. Y'all say what's up. That's Carla.
That's good.
It's your boy Garrison, aka 2Gs, aka PaintCanPoppi, aka your girlfriend's favorite artist, whatever you want to call me, man. Pick one. Pick one. We out here.
Favorite artist. I like that. Okay, but that's what's up, man. Well, we glad to have you, man. The biggest thing is before we start, we can't do nothing without two truths and a lie. So we're gonna need that two truths and a lie, and I gotta guess the lie. So let me hear it.
All right, let's see. Two truths and a lie. Let's see. I only been doing the full spray paint mural thing for 2 years.
Okay.
I used to be a cheerleader.
Okay.
And what's another good truth about your boy?
You don't told me it's the truth. Unless he trying to pump fake me, he trying to pump.
No, I'm trying to think of another good truth because there's so many, I guess, things that I could pull from to use.
You ain't supposed to tell me it's the truth though.
I guess I did kind of mess up. Let's see, what's the last one?
So just give me.
I'm from Rock Hill.
Okay.
I'm from Rock Hill.
Got you.
So you picked a lie out of that. Well, I guess you know that was the truth. So
so it's 50-50 at this point. 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got my man from Rock Hill, for sure. The city, the rock.
Sunset Park.
Cheerleader. And then
I've only been doing the spray paint and doing murals for 2 years.
For 2 years. Bro, I'm not sure, bro. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Like, I think, cheerleading, I had to find out the hard way. It is definitely a sport. Definitely a sport.
It definitely is a sport.
I'm not saying you might have been a cheerleader. That's the one that's tricking me. I'm like, because I know you played ball at USC, so I'm trying to figure out when were you, if you were a cheerleader, when would you have been a cheerleader? And it had to be like high school, if anything. But I'm like, he went to college, he played ball, and then I'm gonna say the cheerleader is a lie, bro. I'm gonna go with my gut, even though I feel like that's the truth. But I'm gonna say it's a lie.
So what's funny? I kind of semi gave 3 truths. Now that I think about it, granted, the spray paint thing, depending on how you want to nuance it, I've been doing it a little bit longer than 3 years or longer than 2 years. But like the full blown murals, like the stuff you see I do now, that's only been 2 years. But I actually was a cheerleader, bro. So like with how that happened, with USC.
Yeah.
I got to USC. I wasn't planning on playing football. I was just going to be a student because, my whole thing when I finished up in high school, we won state. everything was cool, undefeated the whole nine. So, I'm like, I'm good. Like, if this is where it ends, I'm content.
Yeah.
And originally I was going to go to App State and walk on up there. My coach was going to hook it up where I could get a little preferred walk-on spot. But then, out of state tuition.
It's crazy.
I think it was like $38,000 just to go up there for a year. I'm like, even if you know you're gonna earn a scholarship, $38,000 for 1 year. I ain't got $38,000. I ain't trying to take out them kind of loans. And then they went like my pops was living in Charlotte, but they wouldn't let me get the in-state because you got to live in the state for a year. So we couldn't even pump fake it like that. But yeah, I get to USC. I'm at a football game freshman year. Got there early, trying to get a good spot in the student section.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting there minding my business, watching people warm up.
Right.
The cheerleading coach walk up into the crowd and just go, "Hey, you look like you kind of strong and you kind of big. Like, you ever thought about cheerleading?" And I was like, "Not really." He was like, "Would you want to try it?" I'm like, "I mean, I guess. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's something to do." So he was like, "All right, bet. Come to practice on Monday." I was like, "All right, cool." So I pull up to practice first day. I ain't never did no shit like this. He had me throw this chicken, had me throw shorty in the air. Mind you, this is the first time I ever did this shit. So I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared as hell. I'm like, I do not want to drop this girl. So I threw her in the air, but I didn't throw her high enough. So what I did, I caught her by her ankles and just held her up like that by her ankles. And they was like, "Yo,
you
one,
strong.
we know you strong as hell.
Too strong by her ankles."
You supposed to, they was like, "Bro, you supposed to catch her by her feet and push her." I was like, "All right." So I did it for like a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't really feeling it. Took a little break from it. And then I came back. I was like, let me give it one more try, see if I'm really rocking with it. And it was like, I caught on pretty quick. Because, I mean, it's muscle memory.
Right.
And, like, to anybody that think that shit is not a sport, it's definitely a sport.
Yeah.
It got to the point, like, I had started doing so good. Like, they offered to, like, have me come to Daytona to the national cheer, like, thing, the competition or whatever. All expenses paid. Like, they was like, "Yo, you ain't even got to compete. Just pull up. We just want you to experience it." And it was like, I knew, like, in my heart, I was like, "Bro, this ain't for me. I ain't really feeling it like that." So I was like, I ain't even finna waste y'all time. But that's the whole cheerleading thing. Like, I tell people that, and they be like, "Nah, you lying." I'm like, "Bro, I'm dead ass. I did it for 2-3 months." Like, and so then I ended up walking on the next year for football, and that's when the football thing started. So
okay, bet.
Like I said, I went to school with no intentions of doing no type of athletic nothing, and ended up. I can say I was a cheerleader for a little second. I can say I got to play football too. So I got to see
both
the
sides.
Whole spectrum. Yeah, so it was dope.
That's dope, bro. Like, I mean, obviously, for one, shout out to you for saying coach is pulling you. Like, "Hey, you look strong. We're gonna put you out." Like, I don't know how.
I was sitting there by myself, minding my business, just like this. And he just walked up. It was crazy.
I don't know how to take that. Like, what made you just pull up on me like that? But shout out to you for just doing the cheerleading thing, man. Because, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of just negative, people just being in their
stereotypes
mind.
and all that good stuff. Yeah.
But, like I said, cheerleading is a sport. I know for a fact. Then number 2, you was able to walk on at Carolina, man. Who did you have, when you walked on, who were you playing with? Like, who was the top dogs? When you kind of walked on, like, some of the big names?
Let's see. I walked on my sophomore year, so who was still there? Obviously, Dude was still there. Clowny for those that ain't from the Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Man, dang. Because, I mean, technically, when I walked on, that was the team that first year I played, that was the best team in our school history because we ended up being, I think we ranked number 3. That was Connor Shaw.
Yeah.
We still had Dude.
Oh, so that was Connor Shaw. So that wasn't...
Connor Shaw last year.
Gotcha.
What bowl game? The Capital One Bowl.
Yeah.
So it was that team. So, we still had Dude. We had Connor Shaw. I think Mike Davis was still on the team.
Yep.
Sean, B. Wiles. I mean, we was still stacked.
Loaded.
I mean, on the defensive side, I mean, golly, Big Hampton was still there.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad was still. I mean, we was stacked across the board. Like, we had some dogs. I mean, I think we 11-2 that season, number 3 in the nation when it was all said and done. So I mean, that they can go pull up the roster and see who was all still there, but. I mean, Connor Shaw should let you know what team it was. That was his final year. Like, if you was paying attention back then, you know what we did that year. So, that was a dope experience to be a part of. Like I said, because that's when they dice everything up. That's considered the best team in our school history. So,
gotcha.
That was dope.
That's what's up, man. And then just last question: what position did you play while you there?
I played fullback and running back.
Okay, so you was in the
which is Which is crazy because if you knew me in high school, I played O-line. But I really should have been a fullback and running back in high school too. But we ran that air raid, throw the ball. Yeah, bro. Northwestern.
Well, I know Northwestern, but I ain't think you
play.
play O-line though.
I played right tackle, bro. I was a glorified fullback. We throw the screen, you go knock somebody out. Let's be real. We throw the ball.
You had the speed to get around.
Exactly.
Follow Garrison.
I was an O lineman, but I was a fullback at the same time. So yeah, most people when they figure out that I was like went from that I'm like I was always supposed to be a fullback running back. It's just that's how the cards was played.
Exactly. So. I'm cool, man. So that's what's up, man. I'm glad I got to understand the 2 truths and a lie, even though you gave me 3 truths. We're gonna let that
Technically
slide.
3 truths. We're gonna let it slide.
Yeah, we're gonna let it slide. So I got 4 questions, right? I just need 5-10 seconds apiece to kind of answer them. It's really to give people a chance to know you, right? So we talk about just what you do, right? So what's your favorite thing to draw / paint, right? I know you do a little bit of everything, but what's like one of your favorite? Because I know I used to go to school with guys and they used to love to draw like the Dragon Ball Z. Like that was the biggest thing, like Dragon Ball Z, everything. So like, do you have something like that? Like your favorite thing that you would just, you could create and recreate?
I guess for me, obviously, we all did the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but for me, it would be Disney characters and Disney movies. I was born in '93, so Disney was huge. Lion King, Goofy movie is my favorite Disney movie all time. So if you go through my Instagram, you'll see hella Goofy movie stuff on there. Goofy movie, Lion King was my top 2. So anything Disney, Mickey Mouse, any of the Disney characters, man, I love that. That's muscle memory. That's like home for me. So yeah, I would say Disney.
That's dope. And I have seen all the Goofy, the Goofy stuff on Instagram. Like it's hard. So like after, obviously we're gonna drop the Instagram and everything in the description. But if you watching, listening at the time this drop, make sure you go pull up on his Instagram and definitely check out his work. That's what's up. So then number 2, where does the creativity come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just you pulling from different nostalgia things? Have you ever created something like of your own I'm pretty sure you have, but where does that creativity come from?
That's always a funny question because like when people ask me where I pull my creativity from, it's like I got a dumb, crazy imagination. So like I could be in Walmart and see like a pack of Oreos and be like, oh dog, the blue on the Oreo pack, flip it, do it, mix it, and then it'd be like a whole thing. So like I really just pull from anything like music, TV, books, just like it literally can hit me. Like my mind is racing constantly. So like with just ideas, it's just I could walk outside right now. Oh, the way the sunset bounce off this building, it might show me a color palette I never thought to use, and I go back in and like match it with some paint and do something like that. So it really can just come from anywhere if we keeping it G.
Man, that's crazy, man. So like it just never shuts off for you. Like this is
it don't.
It's
really
an ongoing thing.
No
ongoing thing. And then obviously my one question was, are you a full-time artist? But I mean, you are a professional artist as like, what you do, but is that all you do as far as like just artwork?
So I ain't gonna tell them where I work.
Okay, yeah, you ain't gotta say where you work. I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm gonna give them a little Easter egg because a lot of people missed it. So the PaintCanPoppi is a double meaning. If you look at my logo on the stuff that I do, you'll figure out where I work. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm leaving my job in probably about a month or 2. So when I leave, I'm gonna tell everybody where I worked at, and then it's gonna bring everything full circle. All right. It's gonna bring, but if we keeping it real based off the projects I'm doing and some of the price tags attached to some of the projects I'm doing, and just I could live off my art at this point. But with the pandemic and everything you still got to move smart. So like while I probably could have quit my job a year, maybe 2 years ago to do this full time, it wasn't smart. So it's like, and I still have the flexibility to do both. So it's like when you look at the output of work I'm doing with the art stuff and the projects I'm taking on, it's full-time artist work, but I still got my day job too. So like when people find out like, yo, I'm going to work for 8 hours and then I'm getting off and then doing the art stuff. And then in the springtime, I'm coaching track too. So it's like, I'm all over the place with, bro, it's crazy. You'll be like, how you do it? I don't know how I do it. So it's just we make it work. But I would still say I'm a full-time artist. I got 2 full-time jobs basically. Cause like I get off and it's like switching to art mode. I might be somewhere painting a mural. I might got to go work on some canvases. I might be doing some graphic design shit and making somebody's logo. So it really just depends.
Man, that's for one, that speaks to your dopeness, man, because not only, obviously the full-time gig, but then just being able to the after hours, because you putting up some big projects, bro. Like, and maybe that's just how Instagram sees it. I understand like where, you could be documenting projects in a long period of time, and then next thing you know, Instagram is, now seeing like some of the beginning and the final product. So it looks very much quick.
Yeah. I'm still here.
Yeah, we good, bro.
Had to fix something with the iPad. It was looking a little. All right, we good. But yeah, it's most of my like, if you look at my Instagram, it's pretty. I try to update it as like the only time I don't post something is if like, oh, we got a show coming up, and it's like I don't want to drop this before the show because I want people to go to the show to see it, and then I'll drop it. But a lot of times I post the stuff,
so it's pretty accurate.
So like, it's pretty accurate. Every once in a while, like it's a couple murals I've done in the past few months that I haven't posted yet that I need to, just because like you do them, like you see that, like I said, the output. I do them so fast and so frequently, like I sometimes it just slips your mind. You move on to the next thing, and then you look up and it's like, oh, I never showed them this. So, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. And if you follow, like if you look at my stories, I usually post like all the progress stuff. Like, so if I'm working on a mural, you'll catch me on the ladder being silly, doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing. Like I should be paying attention, but
okay,
we here for a good time,
That, and one of the intriguing questions for me, because I understand I used to do artwork, right? I always say I was in the art club at Oakdale Elementary. You know what I'm saying? I had a little.
Oh, what years was you at Oakdale, bro? I went to Oakdale too.
No, look, see, man, we got time.
Okay, but see, this is the thing. I was we moved so much when I was younger. I did Northside kindergarten through 3rd. I was at Oakdale 4th and half of 5th, and then the rest of 5th I finished at Bellevue, and then I was at Castle Heights for 1 year, the new Castle Heights. I was there the year it opened. Then I moved to Rolliston, and then obviously Northwestern. But at Oakdale, so if you 2 years behind me, so yeah, we would have been there.
Yeah, we was. I went to Keith. Yeah, I went to Oakdale all through like from 1st grade, kindergarten, all the way up to 5th grade. So I was there my whole entire like career. So, who is the art teacher?
And Mr. Turney. I can't remember the art teacher. Yeah. I can't remember.
But
I know my teachers was, I had Miss Weeder in 4th grade, and then I had Mr. Turney in 5th grade.
Bro, I had Miss Weeder too.
Miss Weeder hated me, dog. Bro, she hated me.
Man, she was hard.
She hated me.
She was hard.
Like hated me. Like my mom had to come up there to the school. Like, do you know how to your mama come sit in the classroom and observe?
Yeah.
It was on that type of time, bro. She hated me. I don't know how I made it up out of there, but
bro, man, listen, shout out to God. I don't know what's going on.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, cool. So number 4, how much? Well, the question was like, I'm always intrigued about this, right? So I know painting. When you do these big murals, I see you pull up with the big boxes of paint cans, all that. How much money do you think you spend per month just on equipment, bro? Like, supplies.
Dog, so I was it's funny you asked me. So I was in the art store last week, and I'm in there so much. Like they put me. I got like a artist account. They look out. It's like I get a small discount, and then I'm technically a district employee. Like since I taught for a year, but I still coach, so I'm a district employee. They give me, if I take my ID in there, I can get a teacher discount. But I don't never really use that because it don't hit on much. But I asked her, I was like, hey, yo, can you pull up how many paint cans I buy? Like, can you pull up the total count? And she was like, it doesn't show me how many you buy, but she was like, it shows me how much you spent. And I told her, like, don't tell me. I should, if I would have knew I was doing this and this was going to be a question, I would have told her, but I know it's something crazy.
Just guess.
To put it in perspective. All right, so let me see. Just one can of spray paint is like $8. You know them paint markers I be using?
Yeah.
Like just the small little paint markers.
Yeah.
One of those, the standard size one of those is like $6 or $7. The bigger ones are like 10. So like, and I run through them. So a month, oh my God.
Bro, you up there.
I'm willing to say, like, depending on the projects, I'm trying to think, just in the last to put it in perspective. So I've done like 3 or 4 murals in the past, like just in the end of June/July.
Yeah.
And off of those couple projects, I've easily spent close to a band on just spray paint. That's just spray paint. That don't count what I go get in canvases. That don't count.
Yeah, like the
So
extracurricular.
that don't count the other stuff that go into it. So I can tell you just off of spray paint alone, I probably spent somewhere between half a band and a band on just spray paint.
Dear God.
Yeah. Like I said, that's not factoring in markers. I just told you how much markers cost. Usually with my canvases, I try to catch them on sale and get them in bulk, but like that's not considering like the stuff that I gotta order. Just like you might be doing a random project and you need this one specific thing. Like
Right.
it can get expensive real quick, bro. Like art supplies, they be taxing us, but you make sure you charge what you need to charge with your projects to get it back. But it's still,
man,
you're gonna make me go pull up my statements now and really see how much I be spending. I'm scared to look at it because it's like, it's just
you
crazy.
need to look at it, bro, because I really want to know. Because people, obviously, when you think about from the outside looking in, bro. Obviously, we recognize talent. We know, people that can draw, they can paint. Like that's a skill, but it's also like, it's almost like anything else, bro. Like you can enjoy doing something, but then there's the expensive side. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes expensive, and so I never want to draw like a false narrative to say like, man, if you love to draw and you good at it, like definitely go for that. But then you got to understand that the backside, you gotta invest. You gotta invest in yourself. Yeah.
And that's what makes me not feel as bad about it, because it's like even when I do projects and I spend like let's see, what was the last mural I did? So the last big one, the joint I did with them holding hands, the kindness mural.
Yep.
I know with that one, I spent probably like, it was like upward $200, $300 worth of paint. Because what happens is you overbuy. Because I've been in situations where you're in the middle of a mural and you run out of a color, and you don't, like, once you're in that flow, you don't want to break concentration and try to go, or you calling the homies, hey, you got this. So it's like, I'd rather overbuy and not need it and just use it for a future project than not have it. So it's like I said, it's you investing in yourself because you know you're gonna use it eventually.
Exactly.
So it's like damn, I'm spending this bread, but it's like I'm gonna use it at some point. It's gonna come back out. So that's where it helps you kind of keep it going. But at the same time too, I know there's a lot of people, especially like in the rock, man, we ain't never really had, like, I know growing up, I can't remember nobody that was really doing art crazy. Not like how I'm trying to do it now.
Not how you
like
doing.
We knew people who could, like, people who could draw, airbrush, do stuff like that, but we never really seen nobody show us like where we could really take it, doing galleries, murals, all that good stuff. So like, I remember when I was younger, like, man, like, cause it was me, my mom, and my little brother. She can't buy me all these extra art supplies, so she would give me sketchbooks. But you can, if you really passionate about it, you're gonna find a way to make it work. Like, I mean, for the longest, I was always colored pencils, Sharpies, like just whatever you can get your hands on. Even to this day, like, I use a lot of unorthodox materials, just because like, experimentation, but like, you're gonna find a way to execute what you're trying to do, whether you got the money to do it or not. Like, if you're really passionate about it, you're gonna find a way. But it does reach a point where it's like, you're gonna have to be willing to spend a little bit of bread, invest in yourself to take it where you really want to take it.
For sure. And then obviously it's always good to have that that main job, that you're doing the 9 to 5 to help invest back in.
It helps.
So I want to ask a question. Like, was there ever a point in time where, like, when you first started and you spent like your last dime on just supplies, and you just like, man, I gotta make this work because I just spent all my bread on this stuff?
Yeah, man. Let's see. I graduated 2015. I played my last football season was fall 15, spring 16. I spent 16 working at the gym, and I moved back to the Rock at the end of like July 16. When I first moved back, man, I was working 3 jobs, bro. I was subbing / I ended up being like a permanent sub teaching one of those years, but I was working at Michael's. I was just starting out at the job I'm at now. And I was like, I was bouncing. I was doing security uptown Charlotte. So like Sundays and Wednesdays, I was doing the overnight shift at Michael's. And they weren't paying me nothing but that discount. That supply. So you're trying to be smart about it. Yeah. It's like you broke. So it's like you need
that discount.
You're spending your last on it. So I would do that Sunday and Wednesdays, and I would leave there from the overnight shift and drive to my other job. Like, so I would get off there at like 6, 7 o'clock a.m. and be at my other job at 8:30. And then on Thursday, Fridays, I would be leaving that job, get a little break, go home, shower. Then I got to be uptown because, you know, nightlife.
Yeah.
They need you at work 7, 8 o'clock, depending on where you at.
Yeah.
And you don't get off till 2, 3 a.m. So it was a lot of times back then where it was like, I'm still paying off student loans because you got to remember I walked on. So I got a year worth of student loans or a couple years worth of student loans that I'm trying to work on. I was financing a laptop. You know, I had car insurance. This is different stuff you're paying for. So it was a lot of times where it was like, I could only put $15 in my tank because I got this canvas. It's a commission. Like I know I'm about to spend my last on this, but I need this to finish this painting so I can. Yeah. I know I'm gonna get it back, but right now I ain't got it. I'm spending my last to get it back, but it's like, you had to make those type of decisions. Was it always smart? Maybe not necessarily, but I also had that cushion where it's like I was living at home, so it's like at least I'm not paying no rent, and I'm really
right.
So you know, it was that like I was lucky enough to have yeah, exactly. I was lucky enough to have a mama that was cool with like, you know, finishing up school, you can move back, get, you know, stack your bread, do what you need to do. Because, you know, everybody ain't fortunate to have that situation. You know, some parents be like, yeah, nah, I did what I could do. You got to go. Yep. You got to go. So, like, mom's was cool. I moved back in, which was dope because, you know, my little brother was finishing up high school. So I was working at the school and coaching at the school while he was finishing high school. So I got to spend that time with my brother and just working and stacking, bro. It was a crazy, like, I think I was at home for like 2.5 years before I like moved up to Charlotte. And like I was like with the whole social scene, like I still had my friends and stuff. I would step out from time to time, but it was like that 2.5 years is just a lot of head down and just working and just stacking and trying to set up the foundation to kind of do what I'm doing now. But you know, I definitely don't regret anything. And if I had to go back and spend that last on some art supplies, I would probably do the shit again if we keep it real. So,
dang, hey, I love that.
It's been cool.
But that stuff like that motivate me because I be like, man, sometimes I be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Like on the stuff that I do, I be like, am I doing too much? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I just, but it's like, if you passionate about something and you love it, like.
Exactly,
why
bro.
not?
You
like,
can never do too much.
You got one life.
That's it, bro. Like if it's something you truly passionate about and that's truly your purpose, bro, you can never do too much because it's all setting you up to get to where you're supposed to go. Like I got on my hands, you can't really see, I got passion and purpose tatted on my hands. Like I live by that. Like passion and purpose, like I like to believe I'm living in my purpose with this art, just showing like kids, because you know where we grow up, it's football or it's streets. You selling drugs or you trying to go to the league.
Exactly.
It ain't really too many in betweens. We never really, we was looking up to everybody in the league. It's really, you don't see too many in between. So like to be doing the art stuff, and I'm not even really where I want to be and where I will be, where I could be. But to even just be doing it on the level I'm doing it now, just showing like, yo, it's other shit out here. Big. That shit's so dope, man. This is my purpose, and obviously I'm passionate about it because I wouldn't be getting off one job and turning around and you know what I'm saying. So, man. I love it, man. I love it.
Bro, you hitting on stuff that a lot of people don't realize, man. It's just like that two ends of the spectrum. Like you got one or the other, you know what I mean? And then a lot of times we don't highlight, you know, Rockhead doesn't highlight the people in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I did like some post where I was like, man, people will respect a 4.3 40 more than they'll respect a 4.0 GPA. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, where's the balance in that? Like it's crazy. So you hitting on something that's passionate to me. That's why I did the podcast. That's why I'm a little passionate about it. But
I feel like our generation changing it though.
Right.
Our generation changing because we doing more than just like, obviously we still got our people that we grew up with that's in the league doing their thing, but like it's a lot more of us doing other stuff that's like that's showing kids like, yo, that ain't the only way. Like it's other shit out here. And it's like you can get paid from it too, you know what I'm saying?
No cap. Real quick, who your brother?
Joshua Gist. He graduated 2019.
Got you.
Yeah, me and him 8 years apart, so he a baby.
Okay, bet. So, cool, man. So, I mean, we already had a mouthful already within just the first 30 minutes. But I usually start off just trying to start from the beginning as far as like, what did you want to be growing up? Like, did you always know it was going to be art or did you have a different agenda?
I'll say this. I grew up in Rock Hill, so I had league dreams. Let's just keep it. I was playing football. My pops played football. He went college, did a couple little tryouts or whatever, some camps. So and that's just what we always saw. We saw leagues. I always wanted to play in the NFL. I ain't gonna act like that wasn't like but I always knew it would be something with art. Like it was just different aspects of art throughout life. So, like I said, I grew up with Disney, and that's still something that I might try to get into.
Okay.
I always wanted to do like Disney Pixar animation, and then there was a little stint where I wanted to, do comic books and stuff like that. But I just always knew it would be something, whether it was animating somewhere, graphic design somewhere, doing what I'm doing now, painting like I am, or even like in college, when I got into college and started studying art history crazy, like I had some like curatorial internships working at galleries and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So even on that aspect of it, I knew it always be something art related. So that never wavered.
That's what's up.
I can say it was always consistent throughout life. I can't even think if there was anything else. Like I said, it was NFL or art. I think obviously I was bigger. I like to eat, and so I might have possibly been a chef. I might have took the cooking a little more serious. But I kind of always knew it would be art. It's always been there, like throughout my whole life. So
okay, so then we got art. So that it's no need to really go further. And then obviously we got into college. One of my questions that I had written down was just were you with artwork? Were you self-taught, or did you learn a lot in college as far as like maybe the technical side is what you may have learned in college? I'm trying to really figure out.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, man, I was pretty much self-taught. I'm gonna keep it real because I didn't take. Obviously, you got the classes that they make you take in elementary and like middle school, but outside of that, I didn't take no real art classes, like real, because the stuff you take is the elective in high school and middle school. That ain't, and I didn't even take no art classes in high school. I took it 9th grade year to get the credit, and then my teacher pushed me to. She was like, "You need to take AP art," and I was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna go over here and play foot." I went to ATC. I was like, "I'm gonna go make T-shirts and play football." Like, so by the time I got to college, bro, I was so far behind, just like fundamentally, because for so many years, even like you got the how to draw books where it's like step 1, step 2, step. Why I got to do step 1 through 5 if I can just draw 7 right now and that be it? So like by the time I got to college, I just lacked a lot of fundamentals. Like, and I learned some of it, but even doing it in college is like they're still teaching from a curriculum, and the type of stuff that they may be trying to get you to work on and teach still lifes and all this stuff. That's not the type of stuff that I like to do. So it's like it's still kind of like this pushback. Like
push and pull.
I'm doing it because I need my grade. I want to keep my 4.0. But at the same time, this ain't the shit that I'm making when I'm going home and doing it for me. So it's like, and then, you run into like a lot of times the type of stuff that you see I make, these academia people will tell you like, yo, no, that's not real art, or all the little microaggressions and bullshit they try to throw out there to kind of get you off your path. But man, when you know your purpose and you walk into your purpose, you're going to find a way back to it every time. So like I said, and even now I find myself going back and trying to relearn a lot of those fundamentals that I missed out over the years. So even with the college education, I'm still self-taught and I'm still learning. Like you never stop learning. So it's a process. Like I got it tatted on my chest. I say progress is a process, and I live by that in every aspect of life. So
yeah, that's crazy. And then I feel like you like the Booby Miles of art, bro. Like they trying to get you to lift weights, but you like, bro, this God given. I can go out here and get it.
God
you feel
given.
me? Like Booby Miles of art.
I probably should have lifted some weights though. I was being hard headed. Like obviously, like I said, in college I would do what I needed to do, follow the rubric or whatever, just so you can. I always been a grades person. I was honors classes in high school. My mom was heavy on me about grades, so it's like I'm gonna do what I need to do to pass. But like I can't honestly say that I was taking it as seriously as I should have. Like in certain aspects of the art, like colors and stuff. That's my shit. I love colors. Like I can match colors. Stuff like that, I'm gonna eat that up every time in class. But when you got me sitting here trying to draw this paper bag, it's like I get it, but like, fam, this ain't me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it. Because I need this grade. So that's one thing. I'm self-aware enough to say that looking back at it, I probably could have took stuff like that a little more serious, so I could be a little more polished as far as the fundamentals. But again, like you can never stop learning. So it's nothing to go back and relearn. And like I said, I'm kind of working and doing a lot of that now. So it's all good.
That's cool, man. That's cool. All right. I seen something on Instagram. and I was confused. I was like, I don't know how he doing this, but you started the mural, the soccer mural, but I
Oh,
saw
I already know what you're about to ask.
I
All right,
saw up,
go ahead.
down, R2, up, down, to the right, left. I'm like, man, this is some GTA type cheat code type
It's
stuff.
those the GTA. It's the weapons one cheat.
But why? Like, I'm confused. Does it help
All
you?
right, so I'm gonna explain it. With with murals, you got. I guess you could say three ways, but most people don't do the third. The third way is just how you just walk up to a wall and you just freehand it and do it as you go. I know some people who get busy like that. They kind of sketch it and just refine it as they do it. But that's like a different level of expertise. Like you super nice with it. One of my mentors, he kind of does that with his shit. It's super ill. But the second way is you can get a projector and project. You can sketch an image small. Like there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
before I got my iPad, I would sketch it small on some paper or something. And you get like a projector. Like I had the old school projector. You blow it up. Like I would do that for big cams. Sketch it small and then blow it up.
Wow.
Or now with like when you move up to Mural World, you get your iPad. You can do it on Procreate or whatever you use. Put it on a flash drive, get it on your projector, and then blow it up so you can get the proportions, and then you just do it like that. And then the last way is the way you talking about with the cheat code. So that's called a doodle. It's called a doodle grid.
A doodle grid, okay.
It's called it because that's all it is. It's a grid, and they call it a doodle grid because you can put anything up there. So like I got homies that they do random shapes, random little characters. Somebody might be walking by, hey, what's your name? Oh, your name is Ashley. Cool, Ashley. And so how it works is like, and I just do cheat codes because the first time I did it, I experimented with. I was in an art battle, and it's like it was like a 4 foot or 5 foot by like 10 foot like canvas panel, and like you can't bring no projector out there because it's a battle. Like the projector would technically be cheating. You got to do it on the spot. Yeah. So that's like I ain't gonna lie. I had been running from the doodle grid because I just draw it up on the iPad, project it, let's get it. Or I'm gonna just try to freehand it, but like I have been running from the doodle grid. All my people just telling me like, "Yo, it's efficient. You got to try it." So I get out there and I'm like, "Damn, what can I do? I don't feel like sitting here drawing a whole bunch of shapes. What's something that can give me?" And I was like, "What's something that can give me a bunch of different like shapes and different like variations to see, and I can do it a lot of it." I was like, "Oh shit, cheat codes! I got them Grand Theft Auto cheat codes memorized by heart." So like I literally. Before I start the mural, when I do them, I sit there and I invisible control. I go, like for the one I just did, I literally sat there. I was like, all right, what's the weapon sheet? R1, R2, L1, R2, left, down, right. I just did it like that. And then I go write it. And I go write it out. And so what you do when you write it out, like how you saw on the TikTok, the reel that I posted, once you finish it, you take a picture of it. And then you take your image that you're going to paint and you lay it on top of it and you turn the opacity down and make it like transparent.
For sure.
So now when you go to paint it, you just like, okay, if I'm drawing Mickey Mouse, oh, his ear go through the R2.
So right it's here. Like giving yourself landmarks, like your art. So like if you see like, okay, the ear's supposed to be over here by the R2 button. It's like, bet.
This part of his ear goes through the R2. Okay, his nose is going to go through this left arrow.
Yo.
It's like that.
Yo, that's crazy.
So it's literally just a grid. It looked crazy, and so many people be like, "Why you choose cheat codes?" I'm like, I don't know, bro. If I don't have time to sit there and do a bunch of like elaborate doodles, then it's like, all right, I can do this quick, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And a PlayStation controller got enough buttons where you can get some variation in it. So it's like that's what I do. So I switch it up. Like I did weapon sheet 1 this time. I probably do like the police cheat next time. That's what R1, R2. Let's see, R1, R2, L, R1, R2, O, R2, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So, I'm going to just flip it every one. It's funny when people walk past and they look and it's like.
Because
like. Come back 2 hours later.
You know what they mean. Like, that's a cheat code to a game, but it's like, why is it?
Why is he doing it? Yeah. And then like I said, they come back 2 hours later and it's a painting. It's like, what the fuck? So.
Bro, that's.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man.
But that's cool. I love it. Like that's different. Like you advanced, bro. Like I mean, but it makes so much sense. And the thing about it is I didn't even know when people did murals, like, and I'm not saying everybody does it, because like you said, your mentor, he kind of walks up to it, kind of sketches it out and boom. But the idea of like you can draw it on a something like Procreate and then blow it up on a actual mural and just kind of, bro, I did
You go
not
get
know
your lines
that.
in.
I did not know
And,
that.
and yeah, and like for me, a lot of people ask me like, what do I prefer? And it's like, for me, it comes down to how much time I have, the project itself, the wall. Because like with certain walls, you're not going to be able to project big enough. There's no projector. You're not going to be able to get that big to do a projector. So you got to do the grid. You might be pressed for time. Like I might have to paint this in 2 days and move on to another project. So I might bring my projector out there and, all right, we got to get these lines up tonight, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and bang it out. But and then sometimes you got time, so you might decide to be cute and do a super elaborate doodle grid and do all right things, and shape. So it really just depends on the project. And yeah, like the goal at the end of the day is to work smarter, not harder. So like if I can draw it up and mock it up on my iPad real rough and just get my lines up, I can refine it as I go. Because with spray paint you can cover it. It's easy to fix stuff. So it's all about efficiency.
I was gonna ask you that, bro. Is when you doing like canvases, like your like your normal, kind of like what I got right there. I got the LeBron up here. Is that easier than doing a mural, or you know what I'm saying, or is the mural easier because like you spray painting and it's like easy to kind of adjust?
I would say murals are easier because you're working on such a large canvas. It's easier to fix your mess ups. Like when you mess up on a canvas with like paint, it's not always the easiest to cover that up with like your gesso to prime it and try to fix it. So like with canvas, it's like you can fix it, but it's depending on the materials you're using, it's gonna make it difficult.
Yeah.
But with a mural, it's so big, the space so big, you mess up, you can go back, fix it. And like the coverage, like the spray paint, you can spray over it 1,000,000 times until you get it how you want it. So I would say, like, especially at this point, I like murals because it's, like I said, it's a bigger space and you can easily go back in and fix it.
Facts, man. Like, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. To be honest, bro, like to your point, you said Rock Hill's never seen anybody do like the art thing to your level, or where you at right now. Obviously, we got you got so much farther to go. Obviously, you still super ambitious, still super motivated. And I just think I think you're right, man. Like nobody has ever seen somebody like you come, out of the rock, being able to, do the murals. Like you doing stuff for, the Panthers, and you doing stuff for so many different big time organizations. And it's like, dang, like they seeing this work. When was the shift, you know what I'm saying, where you went from obviously doing artwork for people? I know Jakara tells me all the time, like she's a big fan of your artwork.
That Jakara might be one of my biggest collectors, bro. She got a whole like gallery wall.
Yeah.
She's been buying my shit since like 2015, like when I first started doing canvases. So yeah, if anybody has seen the progression, it's her. She got from when I was doing stencils to when I started getting super elaborate with it. Like, she literally has the whole. She got it documented. Like, it's crazy.
No cap. I interviewed her, but I also, obviously my wife and her, they line sisters or whatever. But I've seen your music across the back. Not your music, your art across the wall, and I was like, damn, that's so dope. And but I wanted to I'm trying to figure out when was the switch where you stopped. And I'm not saying you stopped, but where you blew up, bro. Like the canvases was like you started getting booked for murals, and like what was the switch? Your TikTok's going viral, like
the TikToks. I would say this. So the TikTok thing is random. Like I don't be on there. Like I make them on there so I can take them to the gram.
Right.
Like I'll get on there. I'll drop a TikTok and I might not get on there for 3 days. So like the recent joints that blew up, like I didn't even know. I put it on there and I got on there like 2 days later, and my mentions was stupid. But the shift, I know exactly when it happened. It was the Black Lives Matter mural that we did uptown. Up in Uptown Charlotte. June 9th, 2020.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, I've only been doing this mural shit for 2 years, really. So 2 years, like just a month ago. Like,
yeah.
And the crazy thing about that is that was my first mural, like, ever. Bro, when they called me on a Sunday. My man whose studio this is, he called me on a Sunday at like 2:30, like, hey, we got a big project. They're gonna let us do a mural uptown. I didn't know how big it was gonna be. You want a letter? Or I was like, and I'm on the phone like, bro, I ain't never really did a mural before. He was like, he basically said this is what he said. hey nigga, you taking too long. You doing too much thinking. You want in or not? I was like, all right, fuck it, this history. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I literally, that was 2:30. He hit me back later. He was like, all right, this is your letter. We need a sketch by 12 p.m. tomorrow. And then, so this is still Sunday. This is Sunday night.
Yeah.
Gave him the sketch 12 p.m. Monday. Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, we paint. That's how fast it happened. I've never done a mural before. I got this paper sketch in my hand. They traced our letters out for us, and I got a piece of chalk to lay my sketch down. And I just was like, you here now? You can't leave.
You can't run from it. You can't run from it.
So yeah, that was. And after that, like, I did such a good job on my art in that, and like people didn't know that was my first one. Obviously, they just see the picture and think, oh, he does this.
Of course.
And so it was just like, hey, we want to do some walls at our middle school. Can you do this? Can you do? And it's like, you ain't gonna learn if you too scared to do it. So it's like, you kind of just, they threw me into the fire with that mural, but then it's like, after that, I kind of just,
you ran with it. It
kept
was up
running
to you.
into the fire. Yeah.
It was up to you.
So, and that's kind of where the shift happened. Cause like, you know, obviously we got a lot of coverage from that mural, and, you know, people see my Instagram and they go, oh, you got 11,000 followers. And I'm like, if we keeping it real, that 11 is a real. It's not real. Half of that is. I played football at USC, so I think like either Connor Shaw or Dylan Thompson shouted me out or tagged me in a picture one time. So obviously everybody going, you know how that go. They gonna flock and go follow you. But that audience, I'm not playing football no more, so they don't really be checking for the art unless I paint something like a USC, like, oh, it's this celebrity. Yeah, you know, they see that and it's like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Double tap. So half of my audience really is just kind of, I would call them those followers because they're not here for the art. And then the other half of that came from when we did the mural. So that's the people who are here for the art. Like, so out of that 11, realistically, probably about 5, maybe 6 of that is like true people who are here for the art and just like enjoy the stuff that I paint. But that was the shift, man. Like I did that one. And then, you know, people just started, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? And it's like,
my guy.
I learn as I go, and, you know, where we at now. And just, the plan is just to keep going bigger.
How big, like, I don't, bro, so first of all, you never done a mural before, and you had to be thrown into the fire. So obviously you was kind of a little scared, right? You a little scared in the beginning.
The closest thing I've done to a mural before that was B-Shell, his crib back home in Charleston. I did a Gamecock logo for him on the wall, but that's just me painting the Gamecock logo. And I think I did an SC State logo for my boy David in his office at his crib. But that was the closest thing to a mural I had done up until that. But like, that was like the first real mural, like huge, like, like, but then I was scared as hell.
But then you stamped in time though, bro. Like,
that's history.
That's history like that. No, people will never forget. Like, if you look at that mural, they're gonna be like, oh, we know exactly when this happened. We know who did it, what group of people was with it. Like, bro, you are stamped and approved. Yeah,
and that's kind of why I did it, because like I told you, I was on the phone stumbling, like, oh, I ain't never did a mural before.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I told him. I was like, damn, bro, this is like history. Like, if you pull this off, you're gonna be part of history forever. Yeah. Because we was the first city to do it where we was like DC did the big yellow one, but we was the first city to do it where it was like the letters was something different.
Right.
So like, yeah, man, that's gonna be something like, kids ain't gonna have history books in the future. They're gonna have iPads or whatever it is, but they're gonna be able to look back and see all that documentation. It's like, I can say I was a part of it.
Man, what was your emotion? What was your emotion going through your letter? I mean, obviously, because it's a huge cause. You know what I'm saying? Like, it means a lot, especially in that time frame and everybody knowing what happened. You know, what continued to happen. But like, what was your emotion? Was it just like, I'm out here drawing, or like, did it mean something? You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, so like, and it's crazy. Like, I've talked about it before, but it hasn't really been on any platforms that have reached out. So it's dope that I get to give you this, so people really can hear what the breakdown of my letter was. Because I caught a lot of flack for it. Like, I did. So if people don't know, I had Decay. I did a Deadpool. In there, and it was like when I first started sketching it, it was like they told us we could do anything. So I was like, all right, I want to do something where, like, it looks like you see it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Garrison. So, you know, I do all the comic book stuff, the vintage, like, kind of just look. So I was like, all right, what's a character that I can do that kind of fits? And it's like, on the surface level, you see Deadpool and it just look like, yo, why did this nigga paint that? He just wanted to paint some shit.
Yeah.
But the deeper meaning behind it, so like when you think about Deadpool, and it's super deep. So like we painted it in June. June is Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
So like not only, it's Black Lives Matter, but we got gay people getting all type of hate crimes. You got people being killed because they're wanting to be identified as a different gender. Like, it's all kind of things happening. And it's like, I wanted to like give an ode to that because Deadpool was pansexual. Like most people don't know. If you read the comics, he's pansexual. So that was kind of like my ode to like, yes, it's Black Lives Matter, but all Black Lives Matter, whether you gay, straight, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we all matter. We all, like, in every facet of being Black, people are getting killed. So I'm like, I want to not only honor, a Black man just got killed, but like everybody getting killed. Like, so I don't want to just isolate it there. I want to engulf everybody. So that was kind of my ode to them. Like, it's Pride Month. This character is pansexual, so that's that ode to them. But to take it deeper, when you think about Deadpool, he's the character, like, he kind of don't give a fuck. He just, like, he say what's on his mind. He's super bashful, and I felt like that representation is our generation. Like, our generation is really out here trying to shake shit up and change shit. So, like, who better to, like, when you think about we out here on the front lines, like, really trying to shake shit up. So that was the other part. And then just as Black people, when you think about Deadpool, under his mask, his face is all scarred up, burned up and stuff. And that's just kind of ode. That's an ode to us as Black people, where it's like, bro, we out here, we in these corporate spaces. Like, we watch our people get killed online. We deal with microaggressions and racism in every facet, especially us living in the South, bro. We deal with it our whole life. But at the end of the day, we still got to put this mask on and go. We got to go to work every day. We gotta, like, Black men, Black women, we got to put on this front and be this exterior. Yeah. And that's kind of like, as burnt up and scarred up as Deadpool is, he puts that mask on. He's gonna crack his jokes. He's gonna go fuck some people up.
Go to work.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's us.
Yeah, that's us.
And I caught a lot of flack for it at first, like when the pictures first started dropping, because like, oh, why didn't you just paint the Black Panther or just different stuff like that? Why is Deadpool there? And it's like when, people was just going in on me, and I don't care, like, go in. But then when I broke it down and told people what it meant, like I was getting a lot of, oh damn, my bad, bro. I ain't even. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I ain't even know. Yeah, well, that's why you ask questions.
Ask questions.
So, yeah, that's so that's like the whole meaning behind that. So like, I'm glad I got to really put that out on your pod. Like, bro, you got
listen,
you're gonna be like the first pod to really have that.
But you
like,
know what's crazy?
Really heard me talk
what's
about
crazy though? I was like, bro, I'm super pumped that he was able to explain this, bro. And I just, from Rock Hill to Rock Hill, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This is a moment for me, man. Like, just to be able to kind of just, open up and just really understand, obviously your passion, what you do, and then also behind that huge moment in your career, and really get the understanding of what you did. Like, bro, I'm super thankful. I got the utmost gratitude. Like I said, I don't know what to say, man. The only thing I got to say, man, is the last question is, obviously this is educational. And we hit up, about almost at an hour, bro. I mean, they go longer than an hour.
We having some good convo. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, but educational, man. So for people that want to do art, people that want to get into this profession, what is the best advice you can give them on pursuing this profession and just taking it to limits, levels that, obviously that you've touched, and then maybe if some young cat comes and surpasses you, because it's always going to be for the
take
next.
The ball and go further, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, what advice do you have?
You can't be scared. Don't limit yourself. Kind of like I said, they threw me into the fire and I just kept going with it. Mm-hmm. You can't be scared. You can't be scared to explore. Like, it's okay to explore your talents and say, okay, I do this and I know I don't. Like portraits. People ask me all the time, oh, why don't you do portraits? I used to. If you scroll back far enough on my gram, you see I do it, but that's not where I have fun at. So it's like, don't limit yourself. Like, try everything. You got to try everything, see what you like. And then when you really find what you like, that's what you run with. You just can't be scared to, like, try. That's the biggest thing. At least try. You hear all the people, oh, I watch you, man. I can't even draw a line or stuff like that. I'm looking at my friend over here because she be saying stuff like that. But it's like, nah, you just gotta try it. And then the other thing too, like this is what I when I talk to kids and they ask me about it, like you do not, like I know for years and years and years, everybody said, oh, art, you don't make no money in art, starving artists, all that other shit. And bro, that it don't have to be that. Like there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5 to set your foundation to do what you want to do.
Right.
You ain't gotta be broke, like check to check or bumming for food to make the art thing work. If you got to get a job to set up your art stuff, and bro, it's okay. Like there's no shame in that. Like everybody's path is different. Like, you know, there are some people who they had no choice. Like they was just rock bottom and like, yo, they had to create their way up out of that. But that doesn't have to be everybody's reality. I hate when people try to push that narrative. Like, yo, you got to go through this super broke down period to like get to where you want to go. No, it don't have to be that. It's all about your decision making and you knowing what you want out of it and setting a plan to execute it and following it through. Yeah, you're gonna have moments where you might get off path a little bit, but like I said earlier, like if it's truly your passion and you know this is your purpose, you're gonna always find a way back to it. Anytime I tried to walk away from art, I ended up right back here.
Yeah.
Granted, them walkways weren't never too long, but like anytime I saw myself trying to like, you know, pivot this way, it was like, come on back. So, you know,
let me holler at you.
That's the biggest advice I would get. Like, don't be scared to try. Don't let other people project their negative thoughts on this profession and different stuff like that on you. Just trust your passion, trust your purpose, and just go. Because like I've dealt with at every level, like, oh, the type of art you make isn't real art, or that's not really painting. That's, oh, you want, like, it's all kind of shit. Like, oh, that's not a real degree. And I tell people all the time, it's like, you say that, but it's like, fam, I was an honor student. If I wanted to not do art and just live in the books, I could go go spend, not to like shit on doctors or anything, because I got plenty of homies that do. It's like, if I wanted to lock in and just study and do something else and live in the book, I could do that. I've always been the academic kid. So it's just like, don't let people push those negative stereotypes when it comes to art on you, because like it's everything, like from TV, music, it's all art. Like people don't realize, I think this pandemic really showed people how much art plays a role in everyday life. So it's like, and to the kids who think it ain't no money out here, and it is plenty of money in it. Just, you might not have to just be painting like the stuff you see behind me. I mean, there's graphic design, just stuff like color grading, like for movies. It's so many different ways to get to the art world and make money, man. Just don't ever let nobody tell you that like what you want to do ain't possible, because it's somebody out there for everybody. Like you might make the most weird crayon art, but it's a group of people out there that's gonna love that shit, and that's gonna be your niche. They gonna support you throughout your career, and you're gonna be straight. So it's like, man, listen, just hey, trust your purpose, man. Trust your purpose.
That's the biggest gem I ever heard in my life. If it's people out here paying to see feet photos, you can find a niche. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You can find a niche.
There is an audience for everything. Like you just gotta tap in and find it. So
word. That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that, man. Words of wisdom for these guys, man, because they learned a lot, obviously, through the whole conversation. You know, as far as just you know, if they paying attention, like even just the mural thing itself, bro. Like that's something that, you know, if you didn't know how murals was done, now you know, and it's like now you can practice. You know what I'm saying? Now you can start.
It's crazy. Bro, you saying that is like, I remember, what we were in 2022? So I think it was like 2017, 2018, my first time in New York. The picture is still on my Instagram. There's a picture of me, my homie caught of, we was visiting over by where the World Trade Center used to be, and they had just put some new murals up right there. They was in the process of making them. They still there. Yeah. I saw one of my homies, he lived there now. He posted, I was like, oh shit, those are still there. But they caught a picture of me like staring at them shits, like how the, like these, it's so huge. I'm like, how the hell is they doing this? Like, I couldn't even fathom back then. That was 2018. I couldn't fathom painting the side of a building. Like, and here I am in 2022, or I guess really from then, it was 2 years later, like
going
doing
crazy.
It. So it's like, it's man, like I said, you're gonna always end up where you're supposed to be when you following your purpose, man.
Yes, sir. Garrison, man, continue to be a blessing, man. Continue to walk in your purpose, man. the biggest thing about this podcast, bro, is I don't want you to feel like this is something that's transactional, bro. Like I'm a fan, always looking at your work.
Nah, man, I'm glad you had me on here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I always, I'm always looking at your work. I'm always trying to just, I'm motivated by just seeing your grind and seeing your passion and how you put things together. But if there's any type of anything that we could do on the podcast, bro, whether it's any type of art gallery that you got going on, any type of, work that you got going for, for sale, like we want to post it, we want to share it, we want to do whatever we can to support, this relationship as we move forward, because it's not a one time shot with me, man. Like it's I'm trying to build like genuine connections and genuine relationships. So
bro, it's Rock Hill, bro. We rock for life, bro.
Yeah, so it's for life.
Vice versa. Anything you need from me, bro. I mean, even if it's something as simple as, hey, bro, can you repost this clip? Hey, I'm having an event or something. Can you come on? Anything, bro. It's like same thing.
That's
like you just having me on here is more than enough. Like, because people gonna see it. It's like, granted, we know a lot of the same people, but it's a lot of people we know that didn't know. Like, it's still people that we grew up with, went to school with, that see me like, bro, I ain't know you was like into art like that. So like, it's a lot of people that's gonna see this and be like, oh shit, like I really didn't know. Like, so like, even you just have me on the platform to kind of talk about it a little bit, man. It's like,
it's gonna be crazy.
That's huge in itself right there. So I'm super appreciative.
That's dope. And I just need two guests from like 2 recommendations, and then we gone. People that I can touch with that fit the mold of the podcast that you feel is dope. It doesn't have to be an artist. It can be an artist. Okay. It could be anybody. I just need 2. If you don't know it off the top of your mind, I will ask, just send me their IG or phone number.
I got one off the top. Another Rock Hill top. You got to get Rod Byers on the pod, bro. You got to get Rod on the.
Tell me why 2 months ago I was supposed to have Rod on here. But then something happened. Like it was. I think it might have been me. Like something just happened and it didn't work out. I gotta get him on here.
You gotta get Rod on the pod, bro. He like Rod doing some like, and that's like I've known Rod since we started playing ball together. Age 6, age 7, we used to play for the Raiders together. Mm-hmm. Rod, he's another person who's kind of seen my journey. Like we used to talk about the stuff we doing now. Like we used to do, we laugh because we used to do like the little YouTube skits before YouTube skits was a thing. Like like on MySpace, we used to like, man, Ryan, that's my dog. But like the stuff he's doing now, man, and like he's another person that like Rock Hill football. Yep. He went D1, played D1 ball.
His story is crazy.
Got to touch the league a little bit, and just the stuff he's doing now with like the children's book and just some of the stuff he's doing in our community. Me and him talk about it all the time. Like the stuff that we doing is like showing the kids that there's other stuff out here, bro. His story is, you got to get Rod on.
I'm getting him on here, man. You just got to text him and be like, hey, I was just on the podcast. It was dope, man. You got to do it. Like text him and let him know. I'm gonna get him on here though, for real.
Like his people need to hear his story, man. He got a great story, and like the trials and tribulations and obstacles he's overcome to be doing the stuff that he's doing now, man. I'm so proud of that dude, man. Like, yeah, man. I'm gonna think of somebody else and send it to you, but I know just off the top of the head, you got to get Ryan on.
Man, that's crazy. Okay, bet. I'm gonna get that. We're gonna get that done, man. Again, man, you have a good night, man. If you need anything, like I said, holla at me. We here, for life, man. Rock Hill, you know what I'm saying? We going all the way. But I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. This is dope as hell. This is like the first, I want to say this is like the first podcast I've done where like I really like chopped it up on a like variety of just different topics and stuff. So this is a dope experience.
Thank you,
I'm glad it was somebody from the Rock. You know what I'm saying? It was I got to give you some stuff that most people ain't got. So like you got a lot of firsts right here. So I'm glad I got to do it on this platform.
Man, that's dope, man. Thank you, bro. Holla at you, man. And then I'll let you know. I'll be in touch. Once I log off, I'll let you get all like your information as far as like where they can maybe buy some artwork, or just if you're doing that right now, or if you're not, all that good stuff. We'll get all that together, and then once we chop it up, edit it, and we'll post it.
Cool, man. If you ever need anything from me, let me know.
All right, bet, bro.
All right, my man. Be easy. Have a good